Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to go down as the greatest tight end in the history is from Ohio, said Ohio guy. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the New Heights podcast, and a guy who's dating, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Had to, obviously. How you doing?
Your intros are always electric, Pat.
Well,
they're always electric.
I mean, it's only getting better and better for you, pal, because as you get older, you're seemingly only getting better. You're back now. Obviously, the knee injury was something that kept you out for a week. We saw you twerking. Shout out. I listened to the New Heights podcast. 100-yard jog. All cameras are on me. Got to give him a show. What am I, boring? Never. How is the knee? Is it 100%? Is it 100%?
I'm an Ohio showman.
Absolutely. Is it 100%?
Yeah. I'm not even thinking about it anymore. Yeah, we're past that. I felt like an absolute idiot not being able to be out there for my team. But that's why you just always got to, just make sure that everything's firing in the body. Make sure you're all tuned up and really thinking about the movement that you make out there on the field, so you don't hurt the team come Sunday.
Well, so let's talk about the team. Kind of a newer team, right? It feels like they're talking about who's going to be the weapons, who's going to be the pieces. Feels like every year you guys are still trying to find your identity until about mid-season or so. Feel the same over there? And why do you think that has been a trend with your team?
Every year presents its challenges. I think we've just been playing behind the sticks, to be honest. That's the biggest thing. Penalties, the drops, I think all that'll get cleared up as guys get more comfortable in their roles. We got a young team, and on top of that, the chemistry just has to keep building. And that's why you got the leaders in this building, and that's why, Big Red always finds a way to get better as the season goes along, like you said.
Yeah, always. It feels like your best ball is in December, which is what every team is striving to do.
Gotta be, baby.
But I just want to let you know, for those of us that bet on you guys blindly every single week, it does get expensive early. Go ahead, AJ.
Trav, why'd you fight half the team this past training camp? Every day it seemed like you popped up a clip and you're sitting there throwing down with somebody. It was very entertaining on our end.
We loved it
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty fired up. And I still am pretty fired up. I don't know if you saw this past game, but I was getting after it a little bit, getting a little chippy. I just get that from being in Ohio, man. I'm sure if I went to a few training camps that AJ's been in, I'm sure he's throwing some fists. There's definitely no doubt about that. But seriously, on a serious note, in terms of this throwing hands, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah, I hated that you apologized. I hated that you apologized. We were so mad. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, we know.
We were so mad that you did.
I know. I felt the entire world attacking me for it, and I hear you. It's football, though, baby. It's football.
You're a good teammate.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Just trying to be a good teammate too, man.
Yeah, I apologize. Okay, I get it. How many years are you in this thing?
Going on 11.
Congratulations. How many Super Bowls?
2.
100 million in the bank?
No big deal.
Still fighting.
Almost.
Still fighting guys in training camp? You are a leader, bro. Like that, you have it all. You already have the resume. You already have the Hall of Fame.
Appreciate that.
And you're still getting fired.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's real deal. Like that is. So you apologizing. I'm like, this guy still gives a shit in the middle of a training camp practice. That does not matter. We should all be striving for that. Now, if you connect on a guy, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
If you get a guy and he's out, then you got to really start talking about a problem.
I was throwing like no look hooks. It was like I didn't even know who was back there. I just was pissy and just pissed off and just, yeah. You got to keep it together, boys.
Yeah, keep it together. You're an adult. You're an adult, of course. But I appreciate the fact that you're still all in. 11 years in, and I know I just watched the Kelce doc that you're a part of, and listening to you talk about the respect you have for your brother is a beautiful part of that documentary. And I think it's why New Heights podcast is so damn successful. You guys are obviously electrifying, but you clearly love the hell out of each other. That whole doc started as him saying, this is going to be my last year pretty much. And then now guess who's back again? Kelce's back. Tell a friend. For you, 11 years in, you seem to be playing your best ball. You're in great shape. You recovered from a bone bruise in your knee pretty quickly, I think, for being an old-ass man. Have you thought about the end, or is that not something that even kind of crosses your mind?
It hasn't crossed my mind. I'm having too much fun coming in here, fighting guys in training camp. I thoroughly enjoy putting on a helmet and just going out there and competing. I think my brother actually mentioned it in the documentary. There's just something you get from being out there and competing on the football field that you don't get anywhere else. And I like to live that dream as long as I can. That's for damn sure. But it's funny you mentioned the doc and how he, it was meant to be a retirement thing. A lot of that footage is over the past 3 years. He's been thinking about retirement for a while now, but winning, that helps you stick around, as well as, the Brinks truck always helps you stay around. So Jason's still eyeing retirement, but as long as the Eagles are willing to, pay him as one of the best centers in the league, I think he'll still be playing.
Well, and I guess Sirianni's showing up with a keg every offseason too for the backyard.
I'm telling you what, that's a nice little bonus feature you get.
Yeah, that's not a bad play there by Sirianni, who we all know is a dog. Just like you, just like your team, though. We got a stacked roster, even though there's some new people. Patrick Mahomes, I believe the boys will probably ask questions about, but I want to talk about Chris Jones being back. And we've obviously seen you guys celebrate. We saw your New Heights plea about, hey, Chris, you're scaring us. Him being back in the locker room. What is it under the hood in the locker room as opposed to just on the field? Is he a leader of the squad? I assume he is, and you guys definitely missed his presence. That wasn't really talked about much.
Yeah. No, I mean, you felt it as soon as he got back. It's you never know what's actually going on in someone's contract talks and things like that. And you kind of hear through the grapevines, what's going on. And it's not always true. It's not always real. But it's wonderful to just have my guy back in the building. His presence, as you saw on the field on game day, is unmatched. I mean, the guy went from the couch to just being an absolute game wrecker in his first game back. And that's just what he brings. He brings that tenacity. He brings that ability to make plays on every single down. And as a leader, he shows up every single day. When he's here, man, he is 100% all in.
I appreciate the fact that he clearly missed being there. The deal, you look at the deal that he signed, it's like, okay, there is potential upside a little bit, and he is a free agent. They franchise, we get it, but also not enough of an upside to be like, there had to be some personal, I need to be out there. You know what I mean? If that's what came from him sitting front row in that suite opening night, good on him. Good on the agents for setting him up and be like, we just got to get his ass back in there, right? You love this, remember? We really enjoy this. And then he's back in there crushing it. It's awesome. Let's talk about another guy, dog on your squad. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Travis, after Pat signed his new deal, I'm just curious, did you text him and say, like, hey, I'm going to need you to toss a couple shekels my way? I think I've done a lot in getting you that new deal. And I also assumed that, like, you always figured that he'd kind of be your guy for the rest of your career, but Pat always talks about how the Colts cut Peyton Manning, so you kind of never know. But how refreshing is it now that this is done that he's probably going to be your quarterback for the remainder of your career?
Yeah, I mean, that was, in my mind, the goal the entire time. As soon as I saw that guy start slinging it around his rookie year, I was like, yeah, I want to play with that guy right there. But listen, I bank off of Pat in the offseason. He got me in the State Farm commercial, got me in the Subway commercial. So, you know what I mean? He's throwing me a bone when he can.
Yeah, free Coors Lights everywhere.
We got to deal with the cap over here. Okay,
so let's talk about that. And free Coors Lights, obviously, everywhere. I've never seen you two together. They went down the mountains are blue. Yeah, they had to do what they had to do. Let's talk about the cap, because there's a lot of people that have been speaking for you. They're like, if Chris Jones gets a new deal, there's one person in that building who has a mustache who should just walk right into Veach's thing and go, excuse me, if we are going to be paying things, it's not only the best tight end, but probably best wide receiver as well. You, I think, have proven to be an incredible team guy at all stops. Has there ever been a thought where it's like, I deserve equal value, at least something? I'm already getting underpaid because I'm a tight end, even though I'm a wide receiver. So those price points are different. And then let alone in the tight end market, I'm not even the top guy. How do you keep that out? Because most people, that is like, it spoils them almost. Like, even if they don't feel that way, people telling them, and then it creeps in, and then all of a sudden it's like, it is rat poison for the entire situation. How have you kept it out of there? How have you done it with how loud it's gotten?
I don't listen to the noise. I know I get paid a lot of money to be able to do what I love. And I have a lot of fun coming into this building every single day. So me, holding out or not being in here, I don't see a scenario where that happens. And on top of that, I let my agents handle all of that. I don't ever want my who I am as a person to be kind of affected because of the money situation at hand. So I let my agents handle all that. They can be the bad guys of, what I should and should not be getting. And then, I just go out there and I just ball, man. I can't tell you how fortunate I know I've been just to be able to get, the per year that I have playing this game, man. I do it for free, and I actually have done it for free, getting fined a few times. But I'll do this shit for free, man.
Did you get fined for punting that ball? Good punt. Hey. Good point.
I don't even know. I told you, I thought that thing was about to turn over, man. It must have been heavy wind in the face.
Bro, you're holding that thing sideways.
It's all those Ohio State special teams camps my dad had me going to as a kid.
Good motion. I mean, you had good swing. It feels like you got through it and everything. I mean, it was beautiful. Is this going to be a new thing?
Yeah.
That was
it might be. I might. The thing is if I do get fined now, I'm going to be a repeat offender if I do it again, and it just keeps going up. So I don't know if it's the best financial decision.
All right.
Knowing that I'm getting underpaid as a tight end.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you building a little leverage there. Right there at the end, a good businessman, let the agents do their thing, but also let's help them. Hey, if you turn one over, though, you know what I mean? We'll pay the fine. I'll pay the fine. You know what I mean? That's good for the brand. What? We got the greatest tight end of all time booting balls. Try to turn one over, though. You know what I mean?
Run it out of the stadium.
Bingo.
Out of the stadium.
Get it out.
So you're saying I got to straighten that thing out a little bit?
Yeah, straight and then straight through it. You know how to do it. Obviously, you've been to the camps. It looks like it. You put that thing out, into a concourse?
Oh, baby.
Oh, we'll pay the fine. We will pay the fine.
I'd say no more. Listen, I'll look up. I don't know if I can get it all the way up to Arrowhead's concourse, but we'll see. I know Pat Mahomes, the last 2 times he's played in Jacksonville, has thought about if he runs one in, he's going to throw one up in the pool. So Jacksonville's probably got the most unique stadium for this.
I played down there twice a year, dude. What a party. There's people in those pools, no clue a game's going on. But boy,
why would you buy any other ticket in that place?
Well,
scorching hot.
1,000 degrees down there. You got Jackson Doveville, the mascot. That dude jumps off the top light, bungee jumps his way in there. I think that's the only time they turn from the pool to the field. Holy hell. And then they go right back to it. Here we are at Arrowhead. I think you can put it up in here, can't you? I think you can get it up in this level.
Okay, sweet level. All right.
Yeah, sweet level is good.
Listen, I'll give it a try. I'm doing it. If I get in this weekend, I'm doing it.
Let's go.
Yes. I'm going to send that thing.
Let's stretch the hammies. Don't need our name associated
with any
of that. Go ahead, AJ. Go ahead, AJ.
Trav, we watched the quarterback show on Netflix, and they're following Patty Mahomes, and they're showing the period that they would have to where you could kind of make up his own plays and kind of present them to Andy. And I'm curious how involved you are in that situation, if Andy's ever taken any of your suggestions like that.
Yeah, I've been pretty much, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I've been pretty much 100% on creating plays over here. He's only took like 2 or 3 from me over my 10-year span, but yeah,
touchdown.
I've been bringing all touchdowns. One was a 2-point conversion, but yeah,
to you.
We're in the zone. No, I'm drawing these things up for everybody else.
Wow. Constant team guy. Great teammate.
Is that because you were fighting him earlier? Is that why?
Yeah. Fight the guy and give him a touchdown.
Exactly. Just gain attention. Just gain attention and just get out of the way.
It is. So, how far in advance do you guys know the plays that are absurd that you're going to run? Like the whoop-de-doo ring around the Rosie thing?
I mean, we were running that in practice for probably 8 weeks, 10 weeks before we pulled that thing out.
Okay, so these are well practiced.
Yeah, it has to be, right? It has to be synchronized. It has to be like clockwork out there, or else we look like a bunch of idiots.
You were about to say the Super Bowl one? How long? I assume.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl one in what was that? Rose Bowl, right? It was the Super Bowl in Miami where we all did the spin at the goal line. Oh, yeah. That was in from the preseason, and we didn't use that thing all the way up until the last game of the year. So these things can just be in the back pocket for forever.
Man, I love that. I assume you guys enjoy it too. Because I feel, right? What is Big Red?
When they work. When Pat has to just airmail it into the stands because everyone's gloved, Dahn.
And then does Big Red say, "Oh, you guys thought that was cute. I told you that was going to work." What is you guys? It feels like because it never gets chatted about with Big Red, and you even calling him Big Red tells me that you love the man, and obviously you've been on record of saying that numerous times. But he's like, "Hey, our socks are up. Right, we're on time." He's like a pretty old school style coach. I don't think that gets chatted about much because you guys are doing the ring around Rosie and winning, and everybody loves him. What is it about him you think that has made you guys the team that you are?
That's the discipline factor, man. I think you hit it right on the head. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of little stuff that seems like it doesn't really mean anything, but at the end of the day, it gets us looking the same. It gets us looking together. It gets us well put together. That's why you see the Army or the military together. They're all got their, they're very well put together. Very, that's an intimidating look to a lot of people. I think Deion Sanders has taken that approach at the college level, which is even more important. Let these young knuckleheads know this isn't how you do it at a professional level. Man, how fun has it been watching that guy?
Oh, So much fun. I've been just talking so much shit, dude. I've been talking so much shit, and I have nothing to do with it. I'm just like, we're going to beat everybody. It's awesome. Trav, isn't it?
It's making football so much more fun. I haven't watched as much college football. All across the board. I stayed up till 1 a.m. watching the Colorado State game last week. I mean, it was electric. I can't wait to see what they do this week.
You missed 3 quarters. That thing was over at 3:30. I mean, that thing, it was impossible. It wasn't. That one was late. We saw it all. We're like, all right, we're all excited. Colorado's playing Colorado State. Game day's going there. What time's the game? 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern.
Didn't start till 10:20.
Hold on.
It is must-see TV. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Last question here from Tone Diggs.
Yeah, Travis, obviously Eric Bieniemy goes to Commanders, and now Nagy's the offensive coordinator. Does anything change with the offense, or is it always just Andy's offense?
No, I think it's Coach Reed's got 51%, as he likes to say. At the end of the day, he's the one that's going to make the call and make the final call. But I think, it's a collective group, that's putting together these game plans, these plays, what the playbook looks like. And with that being said, yeah, it changed direction a little bit when Coach Nagy came at the front. But I think for the most part, it has to change year in, year out. We got a lot new pieces. We got more wideouts this year. And a lot of guys can go out there and make plays, man. So it has to keep evolving, right? I think it's in a great spot so far. This week's game plan is
tough team.
Oh, we like it.
It's a good game plan, baby.
We're happy about it.
He's got me fired up. Yeah, we got a little short yardage nickel today, so we'll get after it and get to see how many first downs we can get on third.
Maybe take it a little easy.
Yeah, I don't know if you're keeping up. Chicago has no distractions this week.
At all.
They have no distractions this week.
Listen, but also high alert. High alert. What happened in Indy when they got their head coach Can last year? Came back a little fired up, got a win. So it's just you always, you can't be distracted by that kind of stuff. It really fires up, the team, and you never know what happens, man.
I appreciate that. And before we let you go, and we appreciate your time, we've had a little Kelce celebration here in the middle of the week. It's been great.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's been great.
Great addition.
I follow the New Heights pod since episode 1. I think I told you immediately after the first episode, hey, show's good. There's a lot of shows out there, a lot of shows come and go. And there's a lot of shows that stink. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the people's fault, but whoever told them how to put it together just was a bad decision. And as soon as we heard you two, Ohio guys, do your thing, it was like, this is lightning in a bottle. Not only are they the best at their positions in the history of the NFL, but also genuinely care for each other, successful seasons, which is obviously a lottery, and then you guys care. Yeah. Your personalities are incredible. So I fell in love with New Heights, just like the rest of the world. #1 sports podcast on earth.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Okay, not easy.
No. That means a lot coming from the #1 sports show on earth.
No. Listen, we don't play those games. Listen, we are not for everybody. You guys seemingly are for everybody. But Pardon My Take had #1 sports for like a decade.
Yeah.
They were, the whole thing, still massively influential. We all have learned from them and big fans of them. But you guys taking that thing is a big deal in the business of the podcast world. And I am one of the 92%ers, okay? So I'm in there. And then I was listening, and I'm like, man, Trav has taken advantage and made the most of every opportunity, and you missed one there with the friendship bracelet at that concert. And as I was watching I was so heartbroken for you, because I know how seemingly listening, I'm like, this guy obviously was putting himself out there, was excited, had anticipation and nerves. And as a 92%er, I was heartbroken to hear the news. And then all of a sudden, I hear, wait a minute, the friendship bracelet was potentially not delivered. It was just a little bit delayed. Your love life is being talked about by the whole entire world right now. If you would like to expand upon anything, please, we would like to know.
You're going to give me the floor?
The floor is yours.
You're gonna give me the floor? I'll tell you what. It's fun. It's hilarious how much traction this has actually got. I think right now it's like that old game in school called telephone, where everybody's just whispering in each other's ear, just hearing some random stuff, and then you got, especially no one actually knows what's going on, but especially when you got Jason Kelce on live television telling people just both sides. He doesn't know. It's true. It's this and that. He goes on Thursday Night Football, gets a big dub, gets asked about it by my guy Tony Gonzalez because his daughter had to know. And he tells everybody, the first thing he brings up is the catching Kelce, who I thought everybody got rid of that like
No, a lot of those. Hey, I've seen a lot of those videos. You did great. You did great in
Travis
that.
has been
Great
having
TV.
a whole lot of fun since then, and he's still having fun. And then not even a week later, tell everybody that it's 100% true. I mean, the guy is absolutely ridiculous. Can't stay out of the freaking headlines. He was on the show yesterday saying he wants to be, or he not that he wants to be, but the fact that everyone thinks he's Ian Rappaport of my dating relationship.
Boom.
Please, everybody, stop asking my brother about.
We didn't ask. Want to let you know.
Nope.
We did not ask. We did not ask to put him in that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate that.
You hate this? You hate that
but-
this is happening, though?
Yeah.
You hate that this is happening?
No, I mean, it's life, baby. It's life. I threw it out there. I threw the ball in her court. And, I told her, maybe I've seen you rock the stage in Arrowhead. You might have to come see me rock the stage in Arrowhead and see which one's a little more lit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the near future.
Travis! Hey!
All right, man.
All right now! Hey, let's go.
All right, man.
We're talking power couple. The NFL's in the game. We appreciate the hell out of you. You're the man. Good luck with everything on the field and in the suites.
Yeah.
You're the greatest, ladies and gentlemen. Travis Kelce. Thank you, buddy.